We are following some breaking news out of NASA. James, what do you have for me?
So, Nick, you might remember that Crew 11, which was a NASA-run crew of 4 astronauts on the International Space Station, came home early in what was NASA's first medical evacuation of the space station. This came after an astronaut experienced a medical emergency while on the International Space Station. We have been telling you we didn't know who it was, and we didn't know what the nature of that medical emergency was. In a new statement out from NASA, we now know who on that crew suffered the medical emergency. NASA is relaying a statement from NASA SpaceX Crew 11 pilot Mike Fincke that reads, "On January 7th, while aboard the International Space Station, I experienced a medical event that required immediate attention from my incredible crewmates. Thanks to their quick response and the guidance of our NASA flight surgeons, my status quickly stabilized." He goes on to say, "After further evaluation, NASA determined that the safest course was an early return for Crew 11. Not an emergency, but a carefully coordinated plan to be able to take advantage of advanced medical imaging not available on the space station. On January 15th, we splashed down off the coast of San Diego after an amazing 5.5-month mission. And we did just see that Crew 12 arrived at the International Space Station. What normally would have been a handoff where the two crews were overlapping, that did not happen for the first time because Crew 11 came home early." Now, as Mike Fincke says in his statement, that their return was, quote, "not an emergency." I think the distinction, Nick, is that they did wait several days to stabilize him and bring him home as opposed to leaving right away. They waited for the next safest return course. And I think that's the distinction between what would have been and what was not an emergency, in that they felt like they had gotten him into a good enough place where they could wait a couple days to the prime time to return home, as opposed to doing like a quick evacuation of the medical of the space station. But again, it's still NASA's first ever medical evacuation from space, the first we've seen at the International Space Station, and now we know who experienced that medical emergency. But notably, Nick, it does not say what the medical emergency was.